Hello, you guys. Welcome to another edition of Extra Connections here on JLJ Media. I'm James Lott Jr., your host, and I'm so glad you could join me today on this wonderful Wednesday morning. I'm coming to you from Los Angeles, California. It's sunny, it's hot already. I can't believe it. I'm trying to hold on, you guys. It's been hot every day. It's been really hard out there. But I'm glad to come with you guys today every Wednesday. We're here every Wednesday, Spreaker.com, JLJ Media, iTunes, under Extra Community and Extra Connections. And I want to give a shout out to Rena Garcia, who I've been talking to recently, my co-host for Extra Community Connections. And we're going to be having lunch soon, and there's been talks of coming out of the hiatus and bringing back the main show that is associated with this. So keep your fingers crossed, stay tuned. We will tell you what's going on. Very excited. But she's doing great, and we love Rena. And so shout out to Rena Garcia. Also, we have some events that I'll be announcing at the end of the show. But first, our topic for this show, because I don't have a guest today, and that's on purpose. Every once in a while, we won't have guests. Sometimes it'll be just me speaking on a topic, and asking you to kind of think of something, or maybe something that's in the community that I want to showcase. But I will have guests next week. I have a guest next week who will be coming on, Dr. Hirsch, and we have a really interesting conversation. We'll be talking about some interesting stuff. So Dr. Hirsch is next Wednesday here on Extra Connections, where we try to connect you with people, places, things, and ideas. And this episode is about connection. Are you connecting? That is something that's here in LA and in some larger cities, that's a big thing. People feel like they're not connecting. They're not having a connection. They are lacking connection. They're searching, yearning for connection. And there are times when I feel the same way. I'm just like, I feel like I want a connection. I want somebody to talk to. I want to feel deeply with somebody. And I'm talking about just relationship, but like friendships, where you have these deep conversations about something you both love so much, or a good debate over something that you really like too. So I'm just asking you guys out there, are you connecting? Are you making true connections? There's several connections you make that are kind of superficial, but they work in certain contexts of your lives. They're not specifically bad or good. They're just people you see on occasion. I always say acquaintances. You say hi when you walk by. It's okay, big deal. But there's a small connection there. Or occasionally you'll stop and talk, and there's like a mini connection. I'm talking about the ones that where you meet up and you hug and you're happy to see each other, and you really feel like, God, I haven't seen you since in a few weeks. How are you? Or I've talked to you since yesterday. How are you? Or are you calling each other up and saying, let's get together for lunch, and like really going to lunch? Things like that. Those to me are true connections. They're there for you when the times aren't the greatest, and also times when they are the greatest. Either one. Also, another question I always ask people, and I'm really curious, so please answer me. If you listen to this podcast, radio show, and on iTunes, on the Facebook page, Extra Community and Extra Connections, wherever you find this, comment. Tell me what you think. Do you think some cities are harder than others to make true connection? I'm finding Los Angeles, it is hard to find a true connection. It's very spread out. Everybody's doing 8 million different things. People are kind of in their own orbits. New York, too, is having connections because it's a dense city, and everybody's just kind of packed in there, and the buildings are tall, and you're doing the subways, you're trying to get from one place to another. And I think it is a little harder. Not saying you can't do it, because I have some really good friends in New York, and I have some really good friends in LA. But I wonder if you guys agree, is it harder in some cities to actually make connection? Or like rural areas. Tell me, from a rural area, is it hard to make connections because they're in a rural area? Because this person literally doesn't live near you. So you may not be as close. So I haven't really thought about that until just now. Yeah, so if you're from like a rural area or an area that's kind of, and it's super spread out but not heavily populated, it's hard to make connection there too? Good question. Some of the things, doing life coaching, I'm a certified life coach, that we talk about in my practice, a lot of help. And on that show, too, a lot of help, that podcast, a little shameless plug number one. There are things that we feel like you can show that are good, true connections. Are you present? in conversations? Are you present in front of that person? People are like, what does present mean? Meaning, are you fully there? Are you giving them full undivided attention? Are you thinking of 20 different things and they just happen to be there? Another thing is, are you an active listener? There's listening, there's hearing, there's kind of hearing, kind of listening, there's like half heard what you said, but I'm looking at my phone right now, I'm not sure. Are you really, I feel like if you're an active listener and you're present, that is the beginnings of a true connection. Because you're talking one-on-one or in a group setting, small group, large group, but you're in a setting and you're connecting with them on something. It could be just connecting with eye contact, connecting with a handshake, letting them know that you hear what they're saying to you, and not just, oh, okay, yeah, yeah. No, you hear them. Can you give the time and attention? That's a big thing in LA. A commitment to getting together so you can build that true connection. That's through dinners and lunches and movies and talks and just stuff outside of work, outside of responsibility, building a friendship. Can you give the time to it? Good times versus bad times. Are you a giver? Are you a taker? Are you someone who doesn't like when bad times happen and so you're an avoider? It's bad times are really interesting because I've made some friendships that during the newer part of the friendship something horrific happened or something really bad happened. And it's like you feel almost like, well, I don't want to burden them with this. I just got started. But in the end, a lot of times, it can make you closer. The connection can happen stronger when you see how people can read. People will show you who they are during a bad time, especially during a bad time, and that's always good or bad. It's kind of they show you who they are, so you know what kind of person they are during that time. Some people are super giving and just jump in. Some get a little overbearing and take over. Some avoid and are aloof and kind of like, well, no, I want to handle that. And so it's interesting. And so you'll see which one you have a connection with during a bad time. So I just want to kind of bring it up a little bit. I want you to just kind of think about your jobs, where you live, your home, your relationships. I always say it's good to stop and kind of take stock in what's going on in your life. And I'm doing that right now with myself. I have some good friendships, and I'm looking for some more good friendships. I'm looking for more than friendships. I'm looking for some really good connections of people who just are willing to put in the time, the energy, and the response you need to make a true connection. I like connecting with people. I like collaboration. I like working with people. I mean, I like all kinds of connections. I like connections with my grandkids, my kids. I just love that stuff. I'm a connector, and when I do all these shows on TV, on radio, wherever, I'm connecting you with with somebody. I'm connecting you. I'm connecting you to something. So I want to make sure I get that out because I love being a connector. So think about that. Let me know. Tell me what's going on. Okay, so there are some events from some of the chambers of commerce around the town. I'm going to tell you that. Let's see what's going on there. So, Montbello Chamber of Commerce is having their end of summer networking breakfast 3.0. It's August 9th, which is today. Actually, if you're hearing this, it's too late. But they had it at 8 a.m. at a Mexican grill, and they had 3 chambers there. Montebello, Bell Gardens, and Pico Rivera. I just realized that it's happening today. And things out, but you should go to montebellochamber.org. A bigger thing is go there, and they actually have all kinds of networking breakfasts and lunches and events, and go there. So they probably have another one in September. I think they do them every month, but somewhere different. So we'll turn it into you. It's an informational thing for you, and just look that out because they do them all the time. And then you go to Montbello Chamber of Commerce on Facebook, and on our page too, we post some of the pictures and things from previous events. They're a very active chapter. Very, very active chapter. Manhattan Beach Chamber of Commerce is having on August 12th from 2 to 6 p.m. At the MBS, which is Manhattan Beach Media Campus. Bite of the Beach. It's their 4th annual. Food and beer, all kinds of stuff. Go to ManhattanBeachChamber.com for more details on that. That sounds good. That's this weekend. Also, coming up on Thursday, tomorrow, Redondo Beach Chamber and Visitors Bureau is having their network cafe. It's from 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Rock and Brews, and I love Rock and Brews. They're a chain started by the members of Kiss. And Rock and Brews, there's one I go to in El Segundo, here by the airport, LAX airport, that I love. Friendly staff, big open community seating. They have stuff for kids. They have activities so you can bring kids, you can bring animals. They're dog friendly, pet friendly. They have bring water from everywhere, but they also have a person who watches the kid area, and actually you can see the kids yourself, and they're playing. We have all kinds of videos. The food is really good, and the drinks are good too. So at the Rock and Brews on 6300 Pacific Coast Highway, $25 for chamber members, $30 for non-chamber members and walk-ins. I wish I could go. I have a show to do that day. I wish I could do it. RedondoChamber.org/events. More details. I want to give a shout out to the Wilmington Chamber of Commerce. I just became aware of them, and they're doing some great stuff, and so I wanted to give a shout out to them. If you have any shout outs or advertising or anything for your business, for your chamber, contact me. Go to our Facebook page, which is Community and Extra Connections, all one sentence, and you can message me. And I'm on there. Or go to James Lott Jr. on all social media platforms. You can message me there too. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, everything. Just go ahead and do that. Or comment underneath the iTunes page for the show. Or the Spreaker.com page. You can totally comment and let me know. If you have any events or products or anything, we will showcase them on the show. So you can let me know what you think. So next we have a guest, Dr. Hirsch. Then we also have a guest in 2 weeks too. Roy Rodriguez, a great gentleman who's an actor, producer, writer, boxer, MMA fighter, and fitness coach. So we have two weeks. We have some really good guests coming up. So you're going to want to tune in. It's every Wednesday. A new episode of Extra Connections. I'm James Lott Jr., and I will talk to you next time.